Let's bring in Scott Rodrick, owner of 18 McDonald's restaurants in Northern California. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We just heard from a few small business owners, just like you, talk about the financial challenges you and other fast food owners will face as early as tomorrow. Scott, how does the wage increase impact the consumer?
Well, it obviously impacts the consumer because small business owners like myself, this law impacts 15,000 restaurants up and down the state of California. Restaurants are going to look at every possible way to survive post April 1st relative to this huge impact to their P&L, their profit and loss statement. And so obviously one of the levers that a small business has to pull in terms of that path to survivability is to take price. But frankly, especially in my case, I can't charge $25 for a Happy Meal. So I'm going to have to look at every stone. I'm going to have to unturn every stone on this path of survivability post April 1st. That means getting more efficient with labor efficiencies, making hard choices around capital expenditures. A lot of people in the industry are talking about or asking the question, do I need to cut labor? Do I need to close stores? Do I need to revise hours? Frankly, it is one of the last things that I'm personally looking at, only because for me, people are my company's greatest asset. And so I'm going to be trying to do as many things that I can, including price, to offset this massive, unprecedented wage increase that happens literally overnight.
I was thinking about you as I was researching this interview, because to your point, we are used to McDonald's prices. You can't raise the price. I know it's a worst case scenario, like you mentioned, but is it an option to possibly close some of your restaurants or have layoffs?
Well, if you look at what's happened across the state of California, even leading up to tomorrow's unprecedented moment, there are restaurants that are closing. There are 18 Subway sandwich shops in Redding, California that closed overnight at the end of January. I think Pizza Hut and Round Table Pizza laid off 1,500 drivers over the last couple of months in anticipation of this April 1st wage increase. So I think the repercussions are going to be dramatic. The impact of this legislation is not entirely known. I mean, if you think about the unprecedented, let alone extraordinary nature of what's happening literally overnight, this has never happened in the country, not in California, not in all 50 states. And when you think about the timing of this legislation, it could not be more awful. California ranks 50 out of states in terms of job growth. And frankly, the timing of changing the playing field for small business owners is just awful. And I want to underscore the family-owned nature of these franchisees, because, we're not large global corporations. The restaurant brands that we franchise might be national in name, but franchisees are local business operators. And so as I was listening to the lead into the story this morning, I heard in the voice of the Wiener Schnitzel restaurant owner who works probably 60, 70, 80 hours a week, providing for her family, providing for her employees. She's as scared as the rest of the operators of those 15,000 restaurants that are going to get whacked tomorrow morning.
And you own, like we mentioned, more than a dozen McDonald's. If the government wasn't telling you what the wage should be, Scott, what do you think is a fair entry-level worker at your restaurant? How much should they be making?
Well, first of all, I think from my perspective, a fair wage for one should be a fair wage for all, whether you work in my McDonald's, whether you work in the bookstore next door, whether you work at the gas station down the street. And I think relative to defining a living wage, a starting entry point in our economy, that should be left to the states. That should be left to municipalities. I don't think that the idea of a national wage is probably appropriate, because the cost of living, the cost of operating businesses around the country is so vastly different. So I am for a living wage, and certainly, at least in the 30 years that I've been doing business, I've never paid minimum wage, because frankly, the California economy has demanded that, given the cost of living, you have to provide a more compelling reason to work in my restaurants beyond just the minimum wage. So, for example, while the minimum wage in California today is $16 an hour, my average wage in San Francisco is closer to $19 an hour, because that's the number that I've got to provide to my employees to want them, to motivate them to work under the arches in my McDonald's.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.